Hey everybody, this is Adrenaline7 here. Welcome to XCOM 2 with the Long War mod installed. So we are basically looking at, well, we're going to look for more missions so we can increase the level of supplies and intel that we have. So here we go. We've acquired a new target already. Excuse me. So this is Operation God Dance. Once again, so the reward there, 33 intel with the package. So that'd be pretty cool to do. So here I am. I'm selecting the soldiers here. Bit of a video cut. This is who I've got. Okay, so Shinobi is probably the main one that is going to be kicking butt there. The sharpshooter and the grenadier are usually going to be pretty good as well. I can't remember their names, but here we've got a new mission that's just come out, but this one's much quicker. It expires much earlier. This is Furious Gears. This is the mission that we're going to be focusing on today. So this is a reward of 25 intel, so I have to make sure that, well, here we need to choose our soldiers, and here we go. So these are all the soldiers that we've done so far. You can see the names down the bottom. So a couple of assaults there, another sharpshooter, and a ranger as well, which is always handy to have. I've been getting really into the whole melee, like the slashes and the fletching and all that sort of stuff as well. So that's really cool, because I found them really useful, especially if you can get to... and here we go, there's a new one as well, but because that finishes in 4 days, I've just ignored that one because it's not worth doing. I have to pick and choose. You know, I have to choose carefully which missions I'm going to do for this sort of stuff. And here's another one, and that happens in Western Europe, but that's like 1 hour. It happens in 1 hour. There is no way that that's going to happen. I just cannot do that. So we just skip it. Now, both of those missions are at 100%. So I'm just trying to think, is it worth boosting the infiltration? But no, because a boosting infiltration takes about 25 intel. So yeah, you're wasting it for nothing. Okay, and that's God Dance. We're not doing that today. We'll do that as a second mission. So here we go. We're at about we're about 106% or something like that. Oh, whatever. Yeah, 106%. Yep. So those are the rewards I'm going to get. Now, that mission brief basically expires right now, which means that we have to do that mission. Otherwise, we'll just abort it. Alright, so here we go. A bit of a setup here. And there will be a bit of a video cut as well once it kicks in. Now, I totally forgot what I was talking about before. I honestly did forget what we were talking about. Well. I guess we'll just discuss what's going to happen in the in this mission here. Now there is going to be a lot of video cuts because of the mods that I've got installed here. It's not just a Long War mod. I've actually got a couple of other ones installed to make it a bit easier for me. One of those ones is the I don't know. I can't remember if I've put extended mission timers on, but I put the mod on where if you're in concealment, the mission timer doesn't actually go until you've left concealment. Okay, so it takes me God knows how many turns to get into this. So basically what I'm showing you here is just the developments, like just showing you how the map layout is and where exactly I place a lot of my a lot of the soldiers and things like that as well, trying to find groups of aliens, because they tend to go around in... I've noticed with these early missions that they go in like... There's usually about 3 or 4 separate patrols, and those patrols could be anywhere between 2 to 3 aliens as well. Sometimes you might get 2 advents. You know, the worst one you can get is like 2 advents mixed with, maybe 2 advent commanders mixed with a sectoid. Those ones are, you know, a pain in the butt to deal with. But what I've done. Oh, so here we go. So we've got 1 patrol here. So a sectoid and just your average advent grunt, and here is a drone, a surveillance drone. So just basically for the next like few turns, I've been just keeping an eye on these guys just to see what their patterns are like. Makes me realize that without these particular mods that we've got installed, that I have installed, this game would have been so much more harder. And you know, it's one thing to it's one thing to play this particular game, or these type of games, where, you know, they're designed to be difficult in the first place, but you don't want to give yourself a major handicap by doing this sort of stuff. I want to play, like, my philosophy is I play games for fun. If they're challenging, that's fair enough, but I will play it, I'll practice it, I'll memorize it, I'll do what I need to do to actually get through it, as long as I'm enjoying it. And that's how I'm feeling about this game in particular at the moment. With XCOM 2, with the Long War mod and everything like that, I've got enough mods on there to make it challenging enough for me, but also to make it fun for me as well. Because I don't get fun from absolute punishment. And sure, you know, like, you know, oh yeah, I played Dark Souls, blah blah blah, you know. I've played the original Bubsy games, you know, that sort of stuff. I'm just trying to think of what other challenging games that I've probably tried out, which, well, games that I thought were relatively normal but were actually hard. I guess the Labyrinth Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. That was always challenging, but, you know, there's enough practice, you know what to do. Oh, well. But anyway, I play games for fun, and I enjoy it, and I play them for enjoyment, you know? I'm not gonna get a game that's like, oh, this game's challenging, but it's punishingly difficult. I don't get enjoyment out of punishingly difficult if, you know, if it's absurdly difficult. There's just no point, you know? Oh, well. But, yeah. I'm really enjoying this XCOM 2, and I wish that I had put in more hours the first time I played this game, so, you know, to enjoy it in its pure vanilla format. Oh well, but, you know, this game was designed to have mods with it. I mean, the first XCOM, like the XCOM reboot itself was, like, fantastic. I really enjoyed that one. I put in a lot of hours for that one. Not as much as my friend did. I've got a friend who's also had the game, and, you know, we've done some multiplayer together, you know, versing each other, which, we played some spectacular matches with that. But, you know, this one just has a whole different feel. I mean, I love the fact, I like the strategy part where I get to sneak up on people, or on aliens and stuff like that. I love that, which is why I chose the concealment mod, the extended concealment mod, because this is what I enjoy. I enjoy setting this stuff up so I can go in and just blast everyone from there. It really, you know, that's the best thing I get out of this. Because, like I said, I've tried to avoid a lot of videos about the plot of this game, so I don't actually know what happens. Oh, here we go. There's another video cut. So this is basically I'm just showing you where I've decided to expand outwards to the outwards of the map, both the left and the right hand screens. Remember, north is actually in the top left. It's for me. For me, north is in the top left. So going, I'm spreading out a bit east, and I'm spreading out west, and I'm spreading out to the northeast as well. So this is the northeast part of the map. Okay. And I know for a fact that the mission objective is actually in that building just up north. Anyway. Did I just forget what I was talking about again? Man, I got a memory like a goldfish at the moment. Memory like a sieve. I was talking about something. What was it again? Oh, I was just talking about a new topic, I guess, unless I rejig my memory. But see how we go from there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was talking about my friend in the first XCOM. So yeah, I prefer this game. I prefer setting everything up. I prefer setting up ambushes and then just completely obliterating everything, which is why I guess playing those old first-person shooters, you know, just going in God mode, where, you know, you get a whole bunch of enemies just surrounding you, and you just grab out a rocket launcher of some sort, and you just blow everyone up from there. That was always a fun thing for me to do. So as you can see here, the enemies, I'm just, like I said, still watching their patrols. The surveillance drones went out. They go in and out like that. And I think this is where the video cuts stop. So everything from here onwards, I believe, is pure gameplay. So you don't have to see any cuts or anything like that. We just go as the video, you know, Oh, there we go. There's the objective. So yeah, the video plays. I'm doing the voiceover, and everything here is as recorded, without any without any interruptions, edits, or cutting or anything like that. So yeah, what I do here is that I have a whole bunch of, like, all of my soldiers, except for one, are all hanging on this west side of the map. Now I'm putting them in particular ambush areas, behind full cover, stuff like that, just to because I want to basically my approach to this particular mission was, and I tried this previously, was to try and sneak in, go to the objective, get everything sorted, and then sneak out again without actually detecting any, being detected by the Advent forces and the aliens and stuff like that. So I wanted to try that out here because I felt that, you know what, I think I've got a chance with this one, and that's why I've got my shinobi character in the northeast part of the map near the objective, and I'm setting up all my other characters in the west part. And I'm going to be putting my evac, and eventually you'll see me put my evac down in the west part of the map, and basically I just try and run. But we'll see what goes on, because it should be happening probably in the next few minutes or so. I mean, here we go. So, what was I talking about earlier? Oh yeah, okay. What I might do is I might actually discuss about some of the matches I had with one of my friends who's played probably about 3 times as much hours as I have when it comes to the first XCOM, including the expansion as well, Enemy Within. I would say he's more experienced with this sort of stuff, these sort of games, but I don't know how much of XCOM 2 he's played though. I really don't know. I know I have to give him props as well, so because he's the one who actually bought me this game for my birthday a couple of years ago. What was it, 2015 this game came out? I'm pretty sure he either gave it to me for my birthday or during Christmas time. I can't remember. But in any case, I got to give him huge props. So, I don't think he's released any videos on YouTube yet. So, but I really wish he would. But I think he has to upgrade his computer. I think he wants to get a beast of a machine first before he does anything, because his computer's a bit low grade at this particular point, because he hasn't upgraded it for several years. Don't worry, Spray Man, we'll get there. Anyway. One of the particular matches we had, which was really, really wicked. I remember we decided that we were going to play on a map that had a lot of trains in it. It was like one of the train yard maps and stuff like that. It was really cool. Like, a lot of it was based on, like, there was a lot of corridors you could go down between the trains and stuff like that as well. A lot of aisles to go through. And what we decided to use no human forces. We were going to be purely aliens. Here we go. Before I continue with that story, I would just want to point out what's happening around here. So, I think. Actually, no. So basically, I see where that guard is. I'm just keeping an eye on him just to find out exactly where his patrol goes, because I don't know whether he's going to do like a loop around or whether he's just going to go straight back out again. But we'll keep an eye on that, because that's going to play an important part later in this video. Anyway, back to the story. We played a map. We played the one of the train maps, the train yards. We all decided to go entirely aliens, and it turned out to be a really wicked match. He got in like a cyber disc, and he got in, I think we got in a couple of like sectoids and stuff, a couple of thin men, and we put in some powerhouse, some berserkers as well, which was really interesting. I did the same, but instead of having a powered like a disc, a cyber disc, I ended up putting in like I mixed my things around to put in 2 chrysalids. Thinking that, because I remember, playing against a computer where, if you get swamped by chrysalids, you are basically dead. You are gone, because they do insane damage. And apparently in this game, they can make a comeback, and apparently they do the same thing. They make insane damage. So, one of these missions later on in the game, I reckon we can experience that. But in any case, I decided to put in 2 chrysalids. So what I did was, we were playing through the map, and we spotted each other, and we were shooting each other. He shot me, I shot him. We were both, kind of dropping a lot of our characters were getting dropped, and they were dying and stuff like that. So what I decided to do, I decided to give him a bit of a surprise. So when he was in one of the corridors of, yes, stupid drones, when my friend had one of his like berserker characters in like one of the corridors or something like that of the trains, I came around one side and surprised him with one of my chrysalids, and he was like, "Oh god, okay." So he tried to attack me, and I think he ended up beating me, or he was one turn away. He was one turn away from killing one of my characters, and then all of a sudden, on the other side of the train, I snuck up behind him and used my second chrysalid, and he was just completely freaked out. He was like, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on? God, you scared me," sort of thing. And yeah, it was it turned out to be really fun. Unfortunately, it got to the point where like all of our we ended up with one unit each. I had one chrysalid left who was like almost full health, and he had a cyber disc. Now, if you're not familiar with the cyber disc, it's a floating enemy. It can actually go airborne. And chrysalids, they are pure melee, and they do not... Oh, yeah, they're pure melee. So you can't attack airborne enemies, so he ended up beating me by default just because of that. But it was fun. I want to talk about this particular part here. So I'm just debating whether or not that is my mission objective. I can't go anywhere now because of these guys, these aliens here. Now, no matter if I move, I get spotted. So I was actually going to, yeah, and here we go. I was actually going to save the game going, all right, if I save the game and I do this, I want to see how it ends up, and then if not, I'll reload. But then I realized, wait a minute, I made a conscious decision to try and do this in like an Iron Man sort of conditions without doing true Iron Man mode. So it got to the point where it was like, you know what, I need to decide on what to do. Do I go in and do I try and attack them? Or do I wait there, or do I sneak in, get the objective, and then just get the hell out of there? Now, I was really hoping, because unfortunately, as much as I was watching their patrol, I honestly wasn't paying too much attention, so, it was my own stupid fault. I was assuming that those guys would actually walk up to the tree, up to the, from this angle, this would be the upper part of the map, which is actually technically the west side if you want to go with those, ordinal directions. So I decided to take the risk, and it got to about here, right next to me right next to me, where the sectoid finally looked at me and go, "Oh god, here he is." So he runs over that side. The advent commander goes into the building itself. This drone just busts through the window, and there we go. So now the fight begins. Now everyone's out of cover, which means I've got 9 turns left to get what I need to do. So I've decided here, let's go in. I've got a bit of defense there, a bit of cover. So I go in. I grab the and also go. Am I doing it? Yes. Go in, I grab I hack the terminal, I hack the chest, and just, yeah, go from there. So, small intel cache, how much do I get for this one? Not really that much. That would have been about, what, 70%, 75%? Not enough. Anyway, so there we go. I've got the objective now. Now, the thing about this was that this is actually quite... Oh, no, it wasn't my Shinobi that did that. It was my run and gunner. It was my run and gunner that did that. Oh, and I think mainly because, 1, he had a shotgun, so I could blast enemies away who came close to me, and 2, because he had that run and gun ability, I was able to make 2 turns plus shoot. Like, I was able to, yeah, so I was not 2 turns, but I was able to, yeah, I could shoot at the end of the second turn there. Or second movement stage. So here we go. I've put in the evac, so that's going to be happening in a couple of turns, which is fine. I was expecting it to take 2 or 3 turns for that. So here I'm putting everyone on Overwatch just to see how everyone goes. Do I move this guy up? Oh yes, yeah, this is my Shinobi. Or my Ranger, sorry. So what I've done with her, with Sophie, with Schaefer. Is it Schaefer? Yeah, with Schaefer. So what I've done with her, I know that guy's going to be, I know that my running gun is going to be in immense trouble. So what I end up doing, I end up chasing some of the aliens down. I actually go to give him support. And that's what I've done with this particular video here. Oh, with this bit, with, you know, with this particular mission. Good to go. So off she goes. That's all fine. So the aliens make their move. Now I got incredibly lucky with this. So some people shoot. I don't know how you shot down there. You're useless. I hate grazed hits. Grazed hits annoy the hell out of me. And I'm surprised the sniper rifle was able to shoot and not get it. I mean, look at that. 2 points of armor. I mean, 2 points of health. And he gets stunned. Yep, that's not. Or she gets stunned. Whatever gender it is. Now here I get incredibly lucky. A lot of people end up missing me, which was like, you know, I'm just like, oh my god, thank you so much. Well, as I was playing this, I'm like, crap, these guys are really going to get me. I think, yeah, this sectoid here casts some mind fray, which, you know, makes me panic, but at the same time, a lot of the panicking that occurs with my characters, they end up hunkering down, which straight away, like, I end up losing a turn because of it, but it gives me fortification bonus. So if I'm in full cover, that bumps up to, you know, I think full cover gives you what, 50% or 80% damage reduction or something like that. I don't know, I really can't remember. I need to look into it again. So there we go. Get rid of that. And did my voice just break? And picked up an item as well, picked up some loot. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with the loot though. I've never used loot. So yeah, I really need to look into getting more engineers and actually upgrading weapons and stuff like that, but I don't think I can do anything quite yet because one, my supplies are incredibly crap, because I'm mismanaging a whole bunch of things, and two, because even though this is my, technically my, I think this is my 6th mission, or 5th or 6th mission, you can't expect to get a whole bunch of upgrades just by then. Okay, so here I'm keeping an eye on, like, we've got a whole bunch of, like, you know, we've got 2 Advent commanders now, plus another trooper, a grunt. They're all going in, and I've got a second sectoid who is about to attack my character as well, this guy here. Now, yeah, so he was protected, so he lost 1 little bit of health, which is perfectly fine because he's got extra padding, which I tend to do for all of my soldiers now. I make sure they have that extra armor clothing, extra armor in their clothing. So here, putting everyone on Overwatch. So what I do here, I think this guy's got lightning reflexes. So what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to find a place where I can go and get into a defensive position. So I can, I won't have to be attacked by anyone. Or if I am attacked by someone, that I would be in a safe zone. I'm just trying to think of where I do it. I think I do it next, not too far from the windows, just above where the cursor is now. So, oh, that's right, I put in, so we do run and gun, because I think I'm about to, like, get this alien, because he's out of the way. So this is where lightning reflexes comes into it. Okay, I'm surprised no one else actually attacks. And there we go, I didn't realize that, yeah, I didn't realize that there was another guy there, another Advent. So instead of using my shotgun, I think what I end up doing is, so I'm in prime range here for a melee attack, which is what I think I end up doing. So yeah, and my main priority obviously is getting rid of that sectoid, because that grunt there, as much damage, like, as you know, they can do damage, they could probably wipe me out in 1 hit, but it's less likely. The sectoid though, because of its psychic abilities and its tough, you know, it's got a piercing sort of weapon to it. It's like, what is it, a laser or a plasma sort of projectile or something like that, plasma gun or a laser gun or whatever it is, it does a fair bit of damage as well. So here we go. I've decided smack to get that plus loot as well. So pick that up. I can't remember what that sends into. Was it like a hair trigger or something? Advanced hair trigger. Okay, yeah. So there we go. So I've just realized I'm in a pretty bad situation there. So what I do here, to guarantee that that guy's going to be hit, I wanted to check out the rest of those guys as well, like what the percentages were, and everyone's behind full cover, which sucks. So I'm thinking, do I defeat those guys or do I defeat this guy? Obviously, he is my main concern because I am flanked by him. And what better way to get rid of someone than with a grenade? And luckily he didn't have loot, so that made it easy for me. Huzzah! So here we go. So putting these guys on Overwatch.
You're not gonna get past me.
And then I've got about 4 guys who are 4 Advent soldiers and a sectoid who are going to try and attack me. Luckily enough, basically they miss him. Or if they do hit me, it's only like 1 bit of damage. So he's still got full health. It's just his armor that's gone now. And I think this. What does this sectoid do? Does he do a mind fray? No, he does his laser. It's like a plasma sort of plasma beam. And does this guy miss as well? Yep. So I've had a fair few Advent miss as well, so that's a plus, that's a bonus. So I'm just trying to think, what do I end up doing now? Like I put there, I think, oh there we go. So the evac's already happened, okay? So evac's shown up, that's great news. That means that all I need to do is just get these guys out of here as much as I can. So I'm trying to find a particular place where it's going to be like, alright, well, let's be safe. Let's get out of here, out of everyone's way. So basically, I'm just trying to go as far as possible behind shelter so that if people attack me, it's minimal.
Good to go.
So he's got his lightning reflexes going, which is fantastic. I love that ability. It makes it so much easier to get through things. You can usually use those guys to bait out attacks first, bait out all the Overwatchers, and then get other people to go in and, you know, give them a bit of a swipe there. Alright, so get the Ranger. Sophie, she's going out. And I think I'm trying to find another place to go, so behind that shelter as well. Just go as far as I can. Alright, so this mission should be ending up pretty soon as well. So basically, I'm just on my way getting through everywhere. Oh yeah, do I put on Overwatch, or do I just move to the next area, like behind that shelter? Apparently, I do. Honestly, I would have put myself on Overwatch because everyone's going to be going for the gunner. For the gunner, the assault guy, and it would have helped having a second person there to take some of the bullets, but I don't think her health is actually quite high, so. And I know for a fact that the gunner's still got like 6 health or something like that. Just realized that guy's actually got 7 health, and I think I put him forwards, that guy there. I think I put him forwards because just so, and I put her forwards as well, so that they can collect a few people who are going to be on Overwatch. So here I kind of got confused with the controls because I've already selected him to go on Overwatch, yet it's still asking me, hey, do you want to evac? And I'm like, no. The whole point about that was not to evac. And I think I get shot here. Yep. So one bit of damage, which is too bad, just a graze. Still got like 4 people coming over to try and attack me. Luckily enough, I'm out of their range that they don't actually attack. So that makes it a bit easier. He's reloading. Cool. So now, yep, get those guys. So like I said, the priority I've got here is get him out of there. Get him to the, where's it? Oh, there's full cover. So I try and click on full cover, and I don't know what the hell happens. I think I end up moving my mouse accidentally. Yep, lightning reflexes. So yeah, I accidentally clicked my mouse as I moved it. So I ended up just completely in the open, and when that was happening at the time, I'm like, are you kidding me? I wasn't too happy about that, but you know, we do what we do. It's a mistake I put up with, and we go from there. So I'm just trying to think what she does. I'm considering to myself, do I go up and do I give him a swipe and get rid of him? But at the same time, that puts me in the firing range of like 4 other enemies. So I'm like, you know what? Not a good idea. Let's just stay away. Let's not do it. Let's just either go on Overwatch or just run out of there. I'm not doing it, am I? I don't remember attacking any more enemies from here onwards. It was basically just run to the evac. And I think considering how close I was to the evac, I think I just bolted. Okay, so this is where I decided, you know what? I need to keep people. I need to get them to attack me instead. You know, because I've got 6 health, he's got 6 health, but at least I've got armor, so, and I'm hiding behind cover. So I'm just checking to see how they go. Yep, so she shoots, and she does pretty good damage against him. So that's interesting. And there we go. So she takes a fair bit of the brunt force. So already it's taken 2 of my armor away and 2 of my health. So I've only got 2 health left, which means that I really need to get her into the evac ASAP. So he's almost there. So he goes, I think I move her to the evac zone, or do I put her behind? Yeah, I put her behind the fence, so that you know, if I get any enemies trying to chase me, I can put her into an Overwatch position. This guy here, once again, put him into Overwatch because I don't think he's not gonna be doing anything for me. I put this guy, the gunner, he goes behind full cover, which really helps me out, and that allows this one to go straight into. Yeah, I'd put her behind full cover as well. I would have honestly put her in evac, so I don't know why I did that. I think it was just so I'd give everyone a chance to get some last minute shots before we all get out of there. Because everyone here on the map, like all my people, they're in movable range to be evac'd. So that makes it easier for us.
Alright, I'll go.
Ugh, sorry, itchy nose. Ugh.
First thing that moves gets it.
Damn right. Sorry. I've had a couple of loose hairs and I think they're going up my nose now. Ugh. Damn mustache. So I don't know how the hell I don't know how the hell some enemies are able to shoot that far away. It's like they've got like major scopes on or something like that. But that's okay, because none of these... Oh, actually, no, they're in a position to shoot. And they end up hitting him. So his Overwatch was interrupted. Not that that mean anything, because we couldn't do anything. I got really worried about this point. A sectoid decided to use the psychic abilities, and I thought, oh god, don't put a mind fray on me. No, what they ended up doing was actually reanimating one of the corpses of the Advents. So I decided here, you know what? It's time I get this guy out of here. So, evac for everyone. Once we're all good, it's done. Yep. So now it's just a matter of get everyone out of there. I mean, everyone can do it all in this one turn, so that makes it so much easier. And yeah, I'm actually using the not the numpad, but I'm actually using the numeric keys at the top of the keyboard as shortcuts, because you see you got your icons down at the bottom of the screen every time you make a move. You're just going to press one of those numbers, and it actually activates it that way, so it saves you from having to move your mouse all the time. So yeah. So I've got, what was it, 4 out of the 5, and then my sharpshooter, he's the last of them all. So get him to evac, and that's it. Mission complete. So yeah, it was a bit of a stressful mission, but at the same time, like, I just wanted to try it out. I wanted to try out a sneak mission and go from there. So there we go. So completed mission, 22 turns taken altogether, only defeated 3 enemies, which was fine. 2 soldiers were wounded, but I still got an excellent rating because no kills. Oh, sorry, no soldiers killed, which makes it better. And my average had actually increased as well. I got a 3.29 for average damage per attack, and that was wicked. That helps a lot because of the swipe that I had. So yeah, here we go. I've got a soldier who, I've got Schaefer, who's gravely wounded. Now, I've decided to keep her as my blade mark. Like, I want her to consistently use her melee attacks. So I'm just trying to think of which skill would be better: the Shadow Step, the Executioner, or the Combatives. Yeah, or the Combatives. Honestly, I can't remember. Considering I recorded this a couple of days ago, I can't remember what I chose from here. I think it was easier for me to try and get closer. I think I might have ended up doing Shadow Step or Executioner. I can't remember. I'm just trying to decide from here. But in any case, she's already got the Phantom ability, the Flesh ability. So yeah, I ended up doing Executioner because I want her to be an attack horse, basically. So here we go. The assaults we've got trench gun, we've got arc pulsar, and we've got up close and personal. Now, I think this guy got a shotgun? So he's got the running gun ability, lightning reflexes. I think I get him into up close and personal. So the closer I am to, So the closer I am to an enemy, I basically can blast the crap out of him. And here we go. My sharpshooter's finally got an ability here. So do I end up going for snapshot? Or do I end up going for death from above? I can't remember, but whatever it was, that's the way it basically turns out. I think it was snapshot, because I find snapshot for sharpshooters to be a more, even with the debuff that it has, like a -5 to or -10 to aim or something like that. It's always worth having. And there we go. We got a rookie turned into a squatty there, and we got some items recovered as well, which makes it so much better. So guys, that's the mission, and there's another mission coming up soon. So guys, showing you low income, low intel. I've got unstuffed engineers and stuff like that. So basically, we're going to start the next mission soon. Oh well, so yeah, the next one we're going to do, I can't remember what it's called, but in any case, guys.
Commander,
what's she saying?
Recruiting new staff for the engineering team, but as it stands, we have people.
Oh yeah, it's just saying about the engineer. Guys, don't worry about it. And I want to thank everyone, and we'll see you next time. So long.